Doom, doom, doom. Is my screen up properly? Yes, it is. It's too cold for a shirt in here and too hot for a hoodie. The struggles of the UK and the struggles of this. How long of this stream? Right. This fucking mouse. How many times am I going to complain about this mouse before I actually fix it? Like, that's outrageous. Literally the first thing I clicked on stream, it just fucking glitches out. Click. It's fine. Click. It's fine. Click. It's fine. What if I click here? Is that what's the issue? That's the issue up there. Or so I thought. No, because it did it again then. Right, well, over the weekend I'm gonna just fucking either try and fix it or buy a new mouse. Anyway, I'm looking for this today. Looking for upside targets. We had the hourly imbalance retracing to overnight during London, offer a really nice reaction. Both the high of this larger daily fair value gap in the white and this hourly fair value gap that I pointed out yesterday, because it's the first discount fair value gap in this range here. So it's pretty cool to see that it delivered all the way down to that and is now rejecting, and I was able to call that yesterday. And boom. Bit of a iffy one though, as far as getting in on this. We do have 10 AM news, so what news is it? Because certain ones I honestly really don't mind going into a trade with. Okay, it's PMI. ISM manufacturing PMI. Well, that makes me a bit more uncertain of whether I want to be in a trade going into that. Like, jolts yesterday, like, I had to be aware of it, but I really honestly didn't mind being in a trade. Like, if I had seen a really nice setup before that jolts number was released, I probably would have been okay entering one anyway. Also, before I forget, music. Get the fuck down. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. But what I want to know, let me do a poll actually. Let's keep this poll running until like, can't spell. Do. Let's chuck that out there. I'm obviously bullish. Do. But what I need to see something, like really I don't mind us coming into this fair value gap and then getting a trade from there. Just a little bit more of a continuation style trade that I would normally, you didn't hear that, than I would normally take. Obviously I kind of am forced to in today's situation since we've just kind of continued up overnight. And we had this little retracement here, so like really, this is the range that I'm kind of working with as far as the 15. This is the range that I'm working with. And we already bounced into this 15-minute gap once pretty nicely, reacted right off the midpoint off of it. Oh, what? I just discovered a new, oh my god, never knew I could do that. Well, there we go. Learn something new on TradingView every day. If you hold shift and drag a drawing like a box, it just enlarges it. I don't get why that is useful at all. Like, in what scenario are you going to want to do that? I've never been able to say, you know what, I wish I could just enlarge this box. Like, what happens if I do it from there? Oh my god, just enlarges it in whatever direction you're dragging it in. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, well, no idea when I would ever want to be able to do that, but it's cool to know, I guess. Oh my god, I just did it again. Oops. Did you know that, Dumpy? I never knew that was a thing. Hold shift and drag a drawer in, like a box. It just makes it blow up. Oh, interesting. 70 or 67% of the boys. What can I view? 67% of us are. Well, 2 people, because it's 3 votes. 2 people in here are neither bullish nor bearish, and someone's bullish, and I'm bullish as well. So, can I vote on it on my own thing? I don't know. Shift to measure move. Oh yeah, because you can do that, can't you? Yeah, of course. I never do that, actually. That's one thing I never got in the habit of doing it that way. I'd always come across to the rectangle, fucking rectangle, the ruler on the toolbar and just do it that way. Never got behind that shortcut. I don't know why. Never like, I mean, I very rarely do this. Like, I'm very rarely measuring moves that much, really. If I am, it's just for curiosity's sake, not for anything that I'm actually, unless I guess, like, measuring, like, how much a day has moved. So I can determine if it's going to be like a smaller range or whatever the next day. But yeah, never. I'm going to have to add that one to my muscle memory. Trying to bias. I'm assuming that meant to say I'm trying not to bias myself yet, as opposed to I'm trying to bias myself yet. Smiley face. Tapping into this 15-minute again. I don't think London low gets hit. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we have this low here. That's something. That one I actually don't mind because it's still respecting this overall 15-minute structure. But if it comes all the way down here, that's less like continuation looking, in my opinion. Obviously, that does dig into this hourly, so it still looks good on as far as that, like the hourly chart. But the 15, it just looks more reversely, like continuing downwards, honestly, on the 15. If we get that, we have opened. So yeah, I honestly, if it can sweep this and then give me a setup, I won't mind that. If it gets all the way down here and sweeps this sell side, then I'm unsure whether I'll take a long or not. Correct, sorry, thought so. We swept that straight away, so I can just get gone, I guess. But you know what I'll do? I'll get rid of this midpoint of this, and then I can do that. Get rid of this order block as well. I don't really care to know where that order block is. That was just there for the sake of it. More focused on this 15. Interestingly enough, it didn't. I guess it did respect the order block here, because yeah. Yeah, I'm honestly, if I get a setup like early enough, let's say I get a setup before 9:45, I will take it. Looks like I might. But it's gonna need to, okay, it could just shoot off without me, I guess. That's also a thing. Knocked out that low and just... This would be a first presented fair value gap as well, which is pretty... This is gonna be a fucking enormous first presented. Where's my further target? Previous day's high. I'll target previous day's high. This is overnight relatively equal highs from Asia. And then, yeah, beyond that, I'm honestly probably just going to target previous day's high. I could really do with this being a discount, though. Let me just... I'm not going to long that just yet, because I want to wait for a discount entry. And that is not a discount. If we make this fair value gap move a bit higher, that would be better for me. As it stands, I literally can only take this with like 1 micro, almost 2. Okay, let's just keep an eye on this. As soon as this fair value gap's in a discount, I will long from it. Bit annoying that it swept target 1 though. 15 buy side, easy target done for the day, yeah. I mean, this buy side here was nice. It's one of them where I'm like, I kind of know what move's happening. I don't know if it's... Was there an SMT at that low? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm kind of confident to long from here, to be honest. I just want to demand a discount entry. Do we have like an order blocker in here or anything? Like, oh. Keep going. Okay, that's enough for me to at least long from like down here, because this is like a 2-minute order block from like here. 86. I'm like making sure that I long from a discount, and that will do me nicely, longing from this 2-minute. So let's bang limit by 2. Stop sell 2. Let's see how that goes. This is first presented, by the way. Fucking enormous first presented. First presented. So my actual entry is off this order block here. Oh. Just because I'm well long in a discount. You can't make me not long in a discount. I have too many green days. I get crappy on day 7 or 8 and need to chill. I mean, I've heard of worse problems. Value area high equals my measured move to 1.0, so I got rid of the 40 points of the day, and that's good. Yeah, that's pretty nicely done. If this moves higher, I will long from the actual fair value gap. I just need it to be in a discount. At the moment, the order block's in a discount, so I'm okay to long in there. If this does come higher, I'm just going to move my two micros up to this fair value gap. It does put me a little, like, $6, $7 over leveraged, which I'm okay with. $200 risk. It's like $6 or $7 above $200. I'm perfectly fine with. But I won't do it until we get into a discount, because then I really like this move to go from here to previous day's high. Whatever high we put in, I'll probably take one partial at and then leave the runner on to see if we can get previous day's high. Let me make this a bit bolder. Can I change my... Let's change this to like a white. Yeah, I'll change it to white. Actually no. Change back to yellow. It's just that it's the same color as the fair value gap a bit, but if I just do that, then that's fine. Or I might just leave my entry at the... I think I'm probably just going to leave my entry at the order block, to be honest. I'll change it to this 5-minute order block right now, because since that's now in a discount, I will do that. So let's go up to that. And then just bonk our limit order in a bit higher. This was, I kind of can't really have asked for more on this. Obviously we do have the 10 AM news, but like I said, as long as I get entered fairly early, I don't mind entering. Just like, as long as I'm filled by sort of 9:45, 9:50. If it gets to 9:50 and I'm not filled, I probably will hold fire just because I don't want to enter and then have to, like, it could enter, chop around a little bit for like 10 minutes and then spike me out. I can always go in again afterwards. So I just don't really want to stand right in front of the news, you know. If I see a clean move open, I love getting done. Yeah, it's nice. It's such a freeing feeling being done early. Like, oh my god, if I'm ever done like pre-market done, oh, bliss. If I'm up on the day before the before it's even like before we're even open, from like an 8:30 news driver, something like that. Jody. Where's my fill? It is 787.5 at the moment. 5-minute order block. It's in the first presented. Yeah, I'm going to move it to the high of the fair value gap. Once the fair value gap is completely in a discount, I'm basically forcing myself to long in a discount, but not from like a fair value gap, from any PD array, which for me is just an order block or a fair value gap for actual entries. So the fair value gap isn't completely in a discount, so I'm longing from the order block at the moment. Well, if we get a bit higher, I'll move my limit up to be in the whatever PD array I can get in, whatever discount array I can get in on. That's obviously like the closest discount array. That's where I'm trying to get in on. Getting a little bit uncomfortable though, the closer this gets to the news. I need to figure out how I can make my my TSX like a little bit nicer or light clearer. Like maybe if I do it a bit bigger. How's that? That looks a little bit clearer, right? I just need to nudge myself over just like a couple. There we go. Hope that looks a bit better. It looks like we might get filled here. Potentially. Still at this order block. I do like this a lot more now. If it wants to, if it can come down now and fill me, then I'm happy to sit like into the news. But every minute we get like closer to the news, the more likely I am to pull this order before it fills me. Regardless of what the trade outcome is, it's just a gamble me being in a trade, like entering a trade that close to the news. I did say 9:45 originally. If it fills me by like 9:47, 9:48, that's fine. I'm okay to take that. I'm entering on a high time frame as well, really. I'm entering on a 5 minute. So that does put my mind a little bit at ease. I'm also entering on a 15-minute order block. So if I get filled at this order block, I'm thinking, obviously stops down here. I'm thinking first partial just at this high probably. It's the safest thing to do really. Maybe even that high, just because that's pretty equal to that. That's the 7 o'clock high. So maybe that high, because if we poke above this high, we're getting this high, surely. So what's that? 849. 848, 75, and then I'll honestly leave the rest and just trail it a little bit to see if I can get previous day's high. Volume profile is right on with my measure move. I'm looking for an entry, almost the exact trade I took on Canvas Stream. Don Pete is the early bird. He's the earliest of birds. I was thinking about taking an entry at like 8:30ish, but I would have lost. I through my discretion chose not to enter on it, which was a good choice. It was the first tap into this 15 minute, and then this expansion here. I was looking at like this fair value gap here at 820, but it wasn't really like my kind of checklist for an 8:30 entry is there an 8:30 news driver? If not, probably shouldn't be entering. Because in fact that just kind of did nothing because there was no news driver. It had no fire behind it, no oil. No gasoline in the fire. So it just kind of went sideways, and then my stop would have been like here, so it would have knocked me out right before the open, and then obviously at the open the 15 minute actually though, like could have just taken a 15-minute trade, but again, like I would have been entering right before the open. So bit dangerous really. Entering straight into the open normally doesn't go that well for me. I need this to retrace like now, please. If you're not going to come fill me now, then I'm going to have to wait. I'm with you on that move, but ES, what's ES doing? What about it? Just because it's zooming. This bar side got taken. ES also dropped into that hourly bitty, by the way. That's beautiful. It really is beautiful how it reacted like that. We are getting this retrace, seemingly. Oh. What do you guys think? Am I tempting fate entering news this early? Also, let's end this poll. Entering before the 10 AM news driver. 60% bullish, 40% meh, neither. Same thing, but I'm probably going to take on ES. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, ES does look more bullish, so it didn't sweep those lows, so it is the more bullish of the two assets, really. So, oh, I didn't accidentally open Discord. Okay. Getting a bit too close to the news now for my liking. I'm going to give it one chance here if it wants to drop down in these next couple minutes. Then I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and be in, but yeah, getting more and more uncomfortable about my entry by the quite literally by the minute, if not the second. If things are lined up for me, I will enter before news or before open, but I have to be sure of my move. I'm willing to accept the extra height or loss. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, looks... I think I'm getting filled here. I said 950 at the very latest, so you know what? If it fills me by 950, I'm in. Whether I should be or not, I guess I'm just going to fuck around and find out. And there's the first presented tap. A minute and a half. NQ. I haven't got them marked up this morning, Dumpy. I will do it after when I get a second. Oh, don't you dare enter me at 9:49 just because I said 9:50. Watch it, like, will fill me on the 9:50 candle. It's got 1 minute. Oh, okay. I'm in. I'm in. Didn't like that one bit. Think I'll probably get stopped. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Relax. Relax, NQ. This is what I get for tempting fate. If I take this loss, then that's fine. I'll just re-enter with half the risk in the next one. I'm pretty sure I'm getting stopped though. Like, goddamn. Yep, 100% getting stopped. Yep, there we go. Wow, okay. That's what I get for trying to trade before the news. And, I mean, really after a liquidity sweep, so. What did I lose on that? I think I lost 170 on that, 175. Okay, so I can go in with one more trade. At about like $100 risk. Let's see what the news does now. I tried, I gambled. ICT on live going on about how the AI is keeping tabs on us. Of course he is. Oh, a new PD array. I have seen the new PD array. The, what did he call it? The suspension block. Let's see if we can find one. Let's find a suspension block. It's a candle with a volume balance, like at the top and the bottom of it. And it's very powerful, apparently. Like this. That would be a suspension block. This candle. We did actually just drop down into it. That's funny. My issue with them is there seems to be fucking loads of them. Like, there's one here. Like, pre-market, there seems to be so many of them, obviously, because there's less volume. Another one there. Yeah, I'm not sure on the suspension block. I mean, that was a pretty fucking funny reaction, right? As I marked that random one up, it dived into it and respected it with the bodies. That was pretty funny. I just realised I haven't got my 8:30. And then midnight will be like all the way, I don't know. Midnight will be there. Okay, so I would think we're in a buy program now, surely, right? We've had a good retracement here. Like, this looks like a healthy retracement for a continued uptrend to me, Jordan. Jordy. All-time highs in sight, but first, obviously, like, I mean, we have this high now. High of day. If we still respect this 15-minute, like, I will long this again. I think that trade that I did take was kind of like, it was one of them where it was like, it's not strictly the model, but through my personal, like, you know, through my discretion, I guess you could say, that I entered that trade. But I probably could have made the argument. I mean, I know I could have made the argument. It's about right that it filled me. Like I said, I won't get filled, and I will cancel my limit at like 950. And I did actually exit the trade at 950. So, oh no, 949. That was literally, that trade was in and out within a second. I wonder, that had to be some level of news or something, right? Surely, like, that just spiked down so fast out of nowhere. Let me just check. I didn't even think to check. Obviously, we have the 10 a.m. news, but was there anything? We do have that government shutdown thing as well. When was it? It was like here around. Oh, let's shift. 7 minutes ago. I never knew your government could shut down either, by the way. Are you Americans in the chat? Like, huh? Your government just, like, straight up shuts down. Someone explain that to me. Explain to me as a ignorant Brit why the US government is just, like, shutting down for a few days. Is it something to do with, like, they just can't pay their staff or something? Trump shut it down for a record time last time he was president. That doesn't surprise me. That was in 2019, right? I think I heard about that. Done it tons of times. That's crazy. Budget agreement's not met, so they shut it down, all but essential. Market usually pumps like 5% when they resume. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. First presented's been inverted here. But news is coming. I was hoping I would get a day off as I'm partially federally funded, but no, oh, that's unfortunate. Crazy how it dived into that fucking suspension block, and then I'm not even gonna mark that on my chart. The only thing I'm gonna do with that whole fucking another new ICT PD array, I'll probably just like keep an eye on them if they're like apparent in my model. Like if I'm entering on a 2022 model and I see that the thing has a volume imbalance above and below it, then I'll probably I don't know. I'll just be more confident in it, I guess. I don't know. I don't really want it to affect me or how I trade. Been there, done that. So, seems like maybe I'm getting stopped and then it's gonna run. Do we have SMTs here? Yeah, we do. Can you two stop? I'm trying to fucking... Oh my god. Can you show me your... There we go. There we go, honestly. So SMT at this pre-market low. Equal lows on here on ES. Has ES hit anything significant? Not really. Oh my god, look at that higher time frame consolidation on ES. That shit's yucky. It's been a little bit more of a retracement, but again, it's like a consolidated retracement on NQ. Same sort of thing on ES, but it was just more consolidation, rapid retracement, bounce back up into the range. Just been this entire week, yeah, it has. Okay. I'm still long biased. I still want longs here for previous day's high. I just need a setup that's after the news. Obviously, I'm not going to enter now. It's fucking a minute until news. And I need to remember that I'm half my risk when I do go in again. No stream tomorrow, by the way. NFP Thursday. I'll be doing fucking anything but looking at the markets. But then NFP Friday, I actually do like NFP Fridays a lot of times. A lot of times they're pretty easy to read, in my opinion. Just because, like, if you just treat them very simply, like, when NFP hits, look for what NFP left behind, like, at the opposite end of it. And especially if it left relative equal lows. I just realized this is left relative equal lows here. But if it does displace, I'll still long it, just because this is enough of a stop run, really. Like, ran below the low of the day. That's enough of a stop run, but if it wants to come sweep these equal lows, then that's all the pre-market liquidity, really. Again, I didn't expect London to get hit today. If it wants to come all the way down and knock out all this liquidity from London, then it can be my guest, thank you, but I'm longing you today. I mean, I already have, didn't go well, but I will long you again. Also, look at how clean this daily fair value gap was supporting here. Like, so many times. The high of this daily fair value gap's like here. Oh. Here. So, like, this literally came below it, got above, support, 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 and then eventually ran up. Weird time to run up though, like during the end of London. It spent the majority of London just bouncing on top of that. I wonder how many people got caught trying to long in there and just got caught in this fucking random consolidation in the middle of London. Ew. Oh, news. What did news do? Okay, a little bit of a spike. If this honestly breaks any high here and I can get a discount entry, I will. These highs here are absolutely not finished with. And then again, my logical target beyond those highs is previous day's high. Pretty small move though, to be honest, if I'm going to be entering on that. I only have one micro on this next trade, so that I can just, like, could even target that, because that's technically the high of the day so far, post 6 PM. That's like today's high. since we opened. I didn't even clock that, but that's a new day opening gap. I didn't have them, I've not checked them today, but that's what we ran up into at the open. Ran up into a new day opening gap. I've stopped tracking them because I don't really want them to affect my, like, well, I think they're useful. It's just, I'm trying to simplify my model, right? And trying to backtest whilst tracking all of the new day opening gaps and new week opening gaps, like within the last 5 of whichever day I'm backtesting. Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather just simplify the model and make it way easier to collect data. Mixed sentiment for news, nothing burger. I was up 60 points and it came back down to my entry before going up again. Sounds like you got the good entry, or the right entry, I should say. If I can get a long in like somewhere around here, that gives me like a decent bit of wiggle room to get to this high. I just don't think we're done. I'm being really stubborn with this long play. Hopefully we don't just go into consolidation again. That seems to be the fucking trend. I'm gonna make sure when I'm journaling, I bought a monthly thing for TradeZella. I'm trying that out just to see how it improves. One for backtesting because I need to do more backtesting. I really don't have like a whole I don't have a solid foundation of data to base my model off, and I need it really. It's just something I've put off for ages. But then I also am interested in being able to tag my trades and filter them, so I could like tag trades. I don't know, like every trade I take this week could be like a tag, could be NFP week, or like any trade I take on a day with a 10 AM news driver, I can tag as a 10 AM news driver day, or an 8:30 news driver day, or a no news, and then I can filter and see what my statistics are based off what the news was doing that day. If this 1 minute can get into a discount, that's a bit, it's got to go pretty far for it to get into a discount. That's a bit annoying. Have this auto lock too. What's my max? My max stop loss in points is like 50, so I'm fine basically. I can even have 2 if I'm within like 25 points stop loss. We're gonna have 2 contracts on this. I'm kind of honestly tempted just along this, even though it's not a discount. Stop below like this order block. I'm not, because it's not my model, but I could do that, and I could use 2 contracts there, take one off at the high of the day. You know what, actually, I'm going to do that because... Or I'm gonna wait for it to get a bit higher first, but I just realised that I'm allowed to negate this wick because it was a news wick. Oh, don't fill it now. I wanted to get in on that. Balls. Well, never mind. 5-minute looks bullish to me, or consolidation. Doesn't look bearish. 15 looks consolidation. But then these lower time frames just look like bullish to me. Everything below the 15 looks bullish. Higher time frame just looks a little bit consolidated. I hope that this can get a bit higher and then come back down for this is my issue with this discount shit, is that I want to long here but I can't. Five looks more bullish to me than consolidation just because it disrespected this. Like this looks pretty nice, like a liquidity sweep and then break higher to me. You know what? I've just seen this 2-minute order block. And I bet that's in a... Okay. I'm going long from that 2-minute order block, if I can, in time. With my stop... Oh, God. Oh, I'm not going to be fast enough to do this. It's not really worth me doing, actually, either, because my fucking risk to reward is, like, negative. I'm not doing it, never mind. The risk to reward just ain't there, but that was another potential place to get in on. But yeah, the news wick kind of threw me off a little bit there. Continuations is something I'm trying to get better on. Obviously, you guys know this isn't my typical entry, but I'm trying to make it part of my playbook. Just because then I can fucking increase my frequency of trades like tenfold. Oh, I got a fucking stomach pain out of nowhere then. But one thing I'm being adamant of is longing in a discount and shorting in a premium. I could actually long, I just realised, I could long from here. Ah, balls. I didn't fucking think of that. And now it's doing it. Okay, well let's just measure it anyway and then I will, if it comes back down and taps me in. Can I do that with 2 micros? I can. Okay, I'm gonna throw 2 micros in here. Probably just about missed that, but feeling like I've probably just about missed it, but we'll see. Because then I'll take a high off at the, I'll take one off at the high of day, and then leave another on for like 879. And then this will either put me at like done on this account. Oh, I'm gonna miss that entry, aren't I? I'm not chasing. I'm leaving my entry where it is. Tap the high that first presented there as well. Might go without me, might get lucky and it comes back and taps me in. I didn't realise that I could just enter off this 1 minute order block here instead of like where I was trying to enter. And then I'll put my risk, I can put my stop loss just below that order block then, and that's perfectly valid for me. But yeah, might have. This is again, I'm not completely like, I don't know the word I'm looking for is. I'm not as comfortable with these continuation type entries as I am with my usual like reversal entry, so that's why I probably shouldn't chase this anymore. If once it breaks the high, I'll see how it looks. I was thinking, like, do I wait for this leg to move? At what point do I stop trying to catch a continuation, right? Nope. Because, like, do I frame it now from this leg and try and catch a fucking continuation there? There's a tiny fair value gap there that's in a discount. There's a tiny 1 minute fair value gap in a discount. But I think I'll probably just wait and see if it wants to just come tap the order block one more time. I feel like that's chasing at that point if I'm going to chase for this tiny... There is a volume imbalance there, so... Like, really, it could look like this, but... Do you know what else I just realised? That's a suspension block. Boom. I'm going to start looking for the first suspension block of the day. Oh, I just realised there's volume balance there, actually. That's the first presented, not what it was before, because of volume balance. Must include the volume imbalance. What a tricky day to get in long on. It's very... It's like clean but not clean at the same time. It's clean but very wiki. To be fair, it's not even that wiki. It was just the news. But my issue is I don't like the idea of me longing from where I'm trying to long from here. Like this fair value gap here. I do like it if it comes and taps the order block. That's what I would be okay with. And like longing after we break this high of day here, is that a good idea? I don't know. If I can get a discount long there. I've still got this order sat here. I've not forgotten about it. It's a real shame I didn't see that earlier than I did, because then I would have been in this at the moment and in profit, close to a first partial. I'd probably be break even at that point, honestly. Continuation trades have been harder all year. It feels like trades in general have been harder all year. That's just annoying because that was like... My issue is I feel like the 2022 models just like ran away from me. And it's showing up on the days where it's like a pain in the arse. Like it showed up in the AM of FOMC like a couple of weeks ago. And I paper traded it because my rules tell me not to trade the AM of FOMC. But then fucking lo and behold, it's the only 2022 model that appeared all week. Did have some in the PM though. PM's low-key been hitting a couple times. AM's just been sucking ass. We're not even an hour into this session and I'm already bored with it. Because it's literally just been like fucking up, down, back up. Same thing as yesterday. Wait, is that what yesterday did? Oh yeah, just on steroids. Me. And then in the PM, it just fucking went in a straight line. Literally went in a straight line as soon as we hit the PM. Look at that. Literally consolidated all of the AM. AM started like here. Consolidation. Thinks it's going to break out. No, back in the range, back in the range, back in the range, back in the range. Drops to the bottom of the range. PM. Oh, well, now I'll just go in a fucking straight perfect line and just go right up here. How about that? Oh. Why is that in the wrong place? And, like, London continued so nicely. Not even London, it's this fucking weird section again. That's 6 AM window. That fucking post-London pre-market, I guess. Why does that look so nice? And then we get to the AM and it's just... bleh. I wonder how many traders are trying to long in this little fair value gap here. Chad. Completely garbage PA this week, yeah. High resistance liquidity runs, can't expect more from an NFP week, yep. Those ES equal lows and NQ15 lows are too sus for me for buyers. I don't mind them on NQ since it knocked out the low of the day like after 9:30. We had like 2 liquidity sweeps in here. There goes that high. I'm going to cancel this little order. Just because this has ran without me. That's a pain. ES equal lows. Yeah, ES equal lows do look a bit sussy. Is there any fair value gap in a discount here that I can long from? Not really. There is this one, this 2 minute. I'm honestly thinking of, once this gets into a discount, I am just going to move my entry up there and target the higher, oh fucking, this mouse, man. Just dragging shit everywhere. It's just going to run, isn't it? Whatever. Whatever, NQ. Right on the day, poor executions. Same old, same old, same old. Ugh. I bet previous day's highs in its sights here. I bet. I really want to just, I'm gonna do it, but I don't think I'll get filled on it. I can go in with 2 here. Let's try it, you know, just in case I get filled. It's a continuation. Continuation from a discount. Fine by me. It's just, I don't think I'll get filled on it. If I do, then that's like low-key pretty nice. And I'll take a partial at this buy side, or maybe even the high of the day. And then maybe leave the run around for previous day's high again. We'll see. But every time it ticks up, I'm just like, yeah, probably not getting filled. Oh, we have the 5 minute there now. But squeezed the crap, yeah, he sure did. He sure did. Even YM is equal, so smooth. I think it's going to leave him behind. It's just running now. Yeah. Okay, takes that high amount. I'm not getting that. That's annoying. Right on the day. Poor executions. My ability to read where the market goes is has been pretty spot on this week, really. Like, I literally said I want to see it drop into this hourly. And that very well could be, I mean, I don't want to say that that's the low of the week because we have NFP on Friday, that could do anything, but Like, as far as reading the move for this kind of day, pretty spot on. It's just unfortunate that the 10 AM news driver fucked me up. Target hit, nice, Mr. P. Yeah, I think previous day's high is a good draw here. I don't think I want to long into it though, just because, you know what, if it looks like if it starts coming down and looks like a healthy continuation, doesn't come down with speed, then I will put my limit back in at some measure of, like, we have this 3 minute here. Let me frame my risk so I'm aware. I'm low-key chasing this though. But previous day's high I'm confident in enough to try it. And that would put my risk at what? If I go for like this low, I can go 1 micro up to like 913. It's not bad risk to reward. It's like 1 to 2. You know what, I may as well try it just because I want to just start moving through these accounts. But we'll see. I'm just trying to long from a discount really at any point in this, and that's enough of a, like, I'm framing discount based off of the, we had this little run here, retracement, run up again, little retracement, so I'm framing it from here. Pretty aggressive way of framing premium discount, but I'm doing it. Shoot me. Because like on a 1 minute, this retraced, so it's like it's a 1 minute. It's a 1 minute premium discount. But if I'm about to long into the high of the day, then so be it. Yeah, I think this is the move of the week, Geordie. Oh, you changed your name back. That 1 hour fair value gap, I was looking for longs, but no SMT in London, so I didn't take that. I mean, that London was a very difficult session, Chad, as well. Anyway, like, it just ended up it hit that like retracement target beautifully, but yeah, for some reason when it did, it just consolidated for a while. You're buying in a premium, that's not like you, bro. It's an aggressive discount. We'll call it that. Because if you're framing from this little retracement here, which is perfectly fine, then I'm longing in a discount. But I don't think I'm getting filled, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if this wants to just run for previous day's high. But I'm in a discount. If this moves quite healthily, because like I'm around this high as well, which is just nice classic like support and resistance, which is like validated by the fact there's a fair value gap here. And my stop's pretty comfortable. My stop will be all the way down here. Like it's a pretty large stop. It'll look something like that. And then just go for previous day's high to get like a 1 to 1.8. Pretty much will recoup my loss. The way said Jordan reminded me of, oh damn. Yeah, we can't have that. We can't have that, Mr. Geordie. Boom, 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 boom. As soon as it gets to previous day's high, I will cut all my orders that are in there and finish up for the day. And reminder again, no stream tomorrow because NFP is on Friday, so I'll just be trading post NFP for the rest of the week. 18 points to a round level. We can see a retracement now. I hope so. 24,900. Where's 24,900 up there? Yeah. I feel like I'm asking too much for it to retrace that close to previous day's high, but we can hope and we can pray, Chad. There is a 1 minute that's in a discount there. That low-key makes me want to bump my limit order a little bit higher if it gets there. But alas. Imagine I longed from that order block. Wow, that 2 minute order block. That was a beauty of an entry. That was like the cleanest entry that I could have possibly caught today, because obviously like we're having to wait post news. On a perfect day, I would have not like greeded. It wasn't really. It was greed, but it wasn't at the same time because like I said, it was there. But I should know better than to long into 10 AM news at this point. But it's weirdly enough, it just fucking ran down before the news anyway. But yeah, this 2 minute really was the only place for me to get an entry today. Nothing stands out to me as like, you idiot, why didn't you take that trade? It was fucking so clean. Like, quite literally nothing other than this, but even then I'm like, that isn't the cleanest trade in the world, but it is there. It's a difficult one because like if you look at it, it doesn't look like it's in a premium, or it doesn't look like it's in a discount, obviously from this high to this low. But because these were like kind of both news candles, I'm pretty sure the ICT logic as you go to the body, then it is like just in a discount, this order block. So, but again, it's you're pushing it there realistically to try and frame that. Like, you're very much asking a lot. So 1050 macro is the play, I think. Let's see. If we displace low here, I'll grab a short. You naughty boy, Geordie. I will lock out if I don't see any sell before 11, me too. I mean, I'm down on the day because I kind of greeded a little bit into an earlier trade before the news. $10.30. I will play you at some point, Geordie. Not right now. But I definitely will play you at some point. What rating are you, Geordie, if you play on likechess.com? What's your rating? What's your chess elo? You know something cool? This 3-minute entry is also pretty close to previous day's high. Previous day's high for me is a little bit higher than it. That's nice. Ooh, hurt my fucking fingers with that one. 10-minute Geordie. I only really play 10-minute. Rapid stresses me out. Or no, not rapid, blitz. Because rapid's the 10-minute, innit? I'll look for 5-minute fair value gaps to continue long. Yeah, I don't hate that play, Chad. I'm personally just looking for any fair value gap in a discount from this range I have marked. And at the moment, the highest one for me is this 3 minutes. Until this 1 minute becomes a thing, then I'll move it up to there. But if we get all the way up to there, and then, well, I mean, I'll still long it, but I feel like it's not going to get that close to previous day's high and then retrace. I feel like it's just going to take previous day's high. And once that's done, I'm done. 1200 apparently. God damn, Mr. Geordie. That's pretty good. You're definitely better than me. I think my highest rating is like 9. Have I even been 900? I think I've been like high 800s, but not 900s. I think right now I'm literally like 800. But I, a lot of times, just play it and I'm not even paying attention. And I play like the same fucking openings and stuff every time. I don't learn. Nah, 1200's pretty good. I mean, obviously it's chess.com, so it's like not completely accurate, but let's go on ChatGPT for a second. If I am 1200 on chess.com, 10-min games, what percentage of players am I? Here comes previous day's high, looks like. You're in the top 10% of chess players on chess.com, Geordie, at 1200. Here comes previous day's high. God damn. Yeah, I don't know what more to say about this day other than what it feels like I say a lot of times. I was right on the move, but couldn't really find an execution. So, like, I don't know. I don't know what more I could have done today. I read the market really well. I saw where it was going really well. Getting an entry is seeming to be my downfall at the moment. Yeah, this isn't going to retrace now. And even if it does, I'm kind of low-key not interested in it. Okay, maybe it's obviously the statistics are skewed because you have to have played like quite a lot for this statistic to be accurate, Geordie. But that's what 1200 is. Because I mean, 1200's good. Maybe your 9-year-old, who was it? Your 9-year-old nephew. Maybe he's just a chess like prodigy, Geordie. I'm gonna finish up for the day here, boys. I'm not interested in this now. It's gone too far. I'm not catching anything there. But yeah, like I said before, right on the move, right on the good read on the day. Tough execution, silly execution. Really, the only trade I took was a silly one. Shouldn't really be entering before the 10 AM news on a day like today, so can't blame anyone but myself. But yeah, it's always frustrating, you know, when you read the market well, like as far as where it's going. Like watch the streams. Obviously, no one's going to do this, but if you watch the stream from yesterday, you'll see that I was talking about this hourly for KAICAP so much, and I was like, if it's going to retrace lower than like where it was yesterday when it was around here, I said if it's going to retrace lower, then this hourly imbalance is absolutely where I would expect it to draw down to. And it did that. Beautiful. And then we got this, and I was right on the move, wrong on the timing / execution, you know. Happens, I guess. Again, I don't really see where I could have gotten in, like, as a real solid entry for a long with my model. Other than this, again, I've said that a few times, this 2-minute order block. But like I said before, that's pushing it. Just need to stop going to sleep. Yeah. I've lost count as to how many times you've predicted the market correctly. Yeah, well, I know, but it's like I can do that part. That part comes honestly easy to me. I think the harder part is the entry. Because I hear some people always say like, oh, if you can see where the market's gonna go, that's the hard part. The entries come easy. For me, it's the opposite way. I can see where it's gonna go. Sometimes, obviously not all the times. I'm not a fucking wizard. I'm not claiming to be. I'm just saying that I can a lot of the times call the market quite well. As far as like a higher time, I should honestly just start swing trading. My hit rate would be so much higher. So yeah, I don't really know what to kind of do with that. I don't know how I can fix that. Let's see what this does. Actually, is this? Or I'm not gonna. I'll pay attention to what it does. Yeah, I know, Chad. That's kind of what got me intrigued a bit. I thought it was just. I assume this isn't gonna start retracing now, right? Surely it's gonna. Oh, don't make me sit around and wait. I'll wait until previous day's high gets taken, because that's ultimately my end. Like, once previous day's high is gone, then I'm done for the day. But if this does start to retrace now, I was gonna end the stream because it looked like it was just gonna take it. So I was like, well, I'm done. And even still, it looked like if it's disrespecting this flag up here, oh, then, you know, maybe a retracement is in play, and if so, I'll probably long from that 1 minute here. What's my risk to reward like if I can get long from there? That's pretty dire. If I go from there to there, 1 to 1.5. Yeah, honestly, I'd kind of just want it to sweep previous day's high now, so I'm not tempted to long that. Because that's a tricky stop placement. Yeah, me too, Geordie. That's what I'm worried about. London closes 11. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of a straight line, Chad. It's really annoying when it does it. Especially when you're, like I have been today. I said, like, what targets I was expecting to see on the day, and all of them have been hit, and I have lost money. Feels kind of backwards. Yeah, this is getting respected now, so I'm walking away. I don't want to FOMO into something just because it starts retracing. Oh my god, something's really in my eye. So yeah, that's what I'm taking away from the day. What I've said from before. No trade, no stream tomorrow. I will be doing other things, like not looking at the chart. But Friday, back at the exact same time, 9:20. So I will see you boys then. And I appreciate you coming to hang out in the streams, of course.